I think we are live. Let me hear. I think... Yes, we are. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Things are working well. I think they are. I think they are. So, yeah, we should be good. Today we're gonna be drawing Cloud Strife. This little guy with a berserk gut-sized sword. As if you didn't pick that up from the imagery already, but yeah, we're gonna be drawing this guy. And we're gonna go through a whole process today. So yeah, let me see if I can get this. This live stream copied, and then hopefully we can go from there. By copied, I mean like share it in the post tab. My fucking stomach hurts like hell, and I don't know why. But yeah, let me just post this real quick, and then I'll share it. You guys can hopefully find it, and yeah, we can go from there. I don't know what image to post. I suppose it doesn't matter. I'll just put like some DBZ GIF her or whatever. Yeah, here we go. Okay. No use delaying it. No use delaying it. We're like 4 minutes on, and I've wasted it just not even doing anything. Oh yeah, shit, I gotta do music. God damn it. I know some music. Instead of Persona music, we're gonna do SMT music instead, because I like SMT. And we're gonna do SMT for... I could probably start doing like fan art of god damn it, of SMT4, but I don't know. That'll depend. But yeah, we're just gonna start drawing Cloud Strife. Doesn't really look that good. God damn it. I should have organized this beforehand. Okay. I took like Pepto-Bismol today, and that shit is not working at all, man. So if I throw up on stream, you're gonna know why. I don't know why, but I seem to have some indigestion issues. That's fucking gross. But yeah, if you're ever wondering why I'm sitting here in pain, that is why. I'm gonna move this over here. So, yeah, we're gonna be drawing a Cloud Strife today. I don't really know what really prompted this. I've actually drawn Cloud Strife before, in case anybody doesn't know. But, yeah, I've actually drawn Cloud Strife before. But, I just feel like that particular drawing just didn't look very good. So we're gonna actually draw him again, just for the sake of streaming it, I guess. And I've been drawing Rebby for like the past couple of days, so I figured that might as well draw just like a different type of character. Okay, like I redrew like Black Lagoon twice this week, so I'm kind of just like, I kind of want to draw something else now. Some people like you're drawing the same thing over and over though, which I mean I commend it, but I'm one of those lazy artists who's just like, unless I'm really into it, I don't know. I kind of want to draw something different at some point. Which I guess that's kind of a good mindset to have, but at the same time, it's kind of just like it can also deter you from wanting to draw like things that you should be studying for, like if you're supposed to be drawing or studying in a certain way, and you're just not really doing that, yeah, it's gonna be a huge issue. Hmm. Not exactly getting the chin where I kind of want it to be. Because, Cloud's kind of one of those, I guess, like, twinkier type of main characters. Like, he kind of looks like what your average shonen protag would look like, so I feel like his chin would look more like this. Or, I guess, like, it's more like this. It kind of has, like a C shape. C shape for the chin. He doesn't exactly have like too many broad features, really, aside from like maybe his body. And even then, it's kind of like not really. I don't know. I can't really get the chin to look the exact way that I want right now. I might get it at some point. Or maybe I'll ignore it altogether. I don't know. But it doesn't exactly look the way that I'm intending it. Maybe it's the nose. I don't know. I guess that's not too bad. I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay. So the idea that I'm kind of having with this drawing is that basically I'm trying to show like a Cloud trying to show like Cloud showing a certain perspective of like the sword. And maybe this might be a little too ambitious for myself. I have no idea yet. But I kind of just want this to be like kind of a cool image where it's like you see Cloud like holding the sword with maybe one hand. And it's kind of going, like, let's see. It's kind of holding it like this. And then it's kind of like the sword has like a certain perspective. Of being like this. If that makes any sense. But he's like doing it maybe one-handed. And like maybe with the other hand, he can have like his one hand out. I don't know if it's gonna look exactly like that, but depending on where it goes, we might have it somewhere along those lines. But yeah, I could show like the last image that I did for it. Because I did this around, like more than a year ago. And, it wasn't quite up to the standard I was trying to set out for myself. Yeah, this was like the drawing that I made, and, yeah, I don't know, I just look at it now and I kind of cringe at it. Because, everything about it just looks way too flat for what I was aiming for. And, yeah, I don't know, in my opinion, it kind of just sucks. So, yeah, we're gonna go for a more stable type approach. I don't know if stable would be the word, but I guess like I guess a better I guess a better figure of speech would be just like a better take on it. I guess I don't know. We're gonna do better than last time, I feel like, and so far I think we're showing the right steps. So that's pretty good. Hopefully we can keep it going all the way through. So yeah. Perhaps I could do maybe some other characters in Final Fantasy VII. Maybe I can have like Tifa or maybe Barret in the background. Or maybe like Jesse or Biggs or Wedge or something like that. I don't know if I can fit all that within one image. Maybe I could do like another character. But I don't know. Maybe if somebody recommends it or it gives like a little bit of an engagement, then I might actually draw like more than one character. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, By the way, this is just a side tangent, but not a side tangent, but I guess like a kind of like related to the topic somewhat. But I would say that Final Fantasy VII is not my favorite FF that I've played. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but I know a lot of people that really, really love FF7, or it's like considered their favorite in the franchise, and I actually get it. Like, I do think that Cloud is a pretty good protagonist, and I think he's probably one of my favorites outside of like maybe Tifa. I also think that Baird's a pretty good character as well. Like, I think that Final Fantasy VII actually handles him pretty well as a character. And some people believe that he's kind of like a token, like, black guy character, but I don't really feel that. I really do think that he's a pretty decent character for what it is. Like, maybe there's better represented characters in that sort of thing, but I actually think he's probably one of the better characters in Final Fantasy. I think that at least like for FF7, but the game as a whole, I think it's not my favorite. I'm actually in the camp that thinks that games like Final Fantasy IX is more up to my taste, at least in terms of story. If we're talking in terms of gameplay, like the original FF7, I'd say that FF7 it kind of outdoes. I think it actually outdoes FF9 and FF8 in a lot of cases. But like I think the materia system in general is probably the best that I've seen it in a Final Fantasy game, like in terms of like turn-based content. But if we're talking in terms of like the the story and stuff, I'd say like, it's not my favorite, but I still like it, like, regardless. But, yeah. trying to show like his hand in a certain way. I'm just not entirely certain if I can get it to look the way that I initially wanted to. Because I'm not the greatest at hands. Like, I feel like that's kind of one of our artists' greatest weaknesses, is trying to draw hands and make them look naturally good. Because I can make them look okay, but it's always going to be like some sort of problem with it inherently. And I'm just one of those artists where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that huge issue. Where it's just like, yeah, no, it's not gonna fully work out. That's not really working. Okay. Maybe he has to hold the sword a certain way. I'm not entirely sure. Not sure how I feel about that. I might redraw like the whole entire arm and the sword, like, just pretty much entirely. Yeah, it just isn't really coming out the way that I initially wanted to. So maybe maybe I need to get a better understanding of it, or I need to redo it somewhat. Yeah, I do need to get back in my studies again. Like, I keep saying that, but it's like something I keep putting off. Because I really do want to get good at this sort of thing, so I don't have to second guess myself all the time. I mean, you're gonna always second guess yourself no matter what, but because that's just the nature of art, where it's like you kind of have to learn. You kind of always have to learn something in order to get better at it. But I feel like in my case, I really need to learn the things that I want to get comfortable with. If I want to get better at it, which yeah, unfortunately, it's not always easy. I mean, that's art. Yeah, I kind of want to stick to the body first before I start doing anything with like the hair. I've already pretty much done the the face, which I think I'm pretty much satisfied with. I think the body, on the other hand, I'm kind of just like, I don't know about that. Yeah. Sorry if I just keep having indigestion issues because my stomach is just not agreeing with me this week. I don't know. I feel like I constantly bring up my my stomach issues, so I should probably, I don't know, should probably see a doctor for that or something. Probably just not eating the right things. But, yeah, I digress. That's kind of disgusting. I don't think that's going the way I think it is. I don't know. Let's see first. Oh, we have a viewer here. Hey, what's up? What's your favorite Final Fantasy? Hello there, Shelder. Welcome to the stream. My favorite Final Fantasy would be FF9. In case you're wondering, but yeah, that would be my favorite one. Today we're just watching we're just drawing Final Fantasy VII because I just figured, hey, I like Cloud, and most people like Cloud, so you know it's kind of the de facto Final Fantasy. But I mean, for a good reason. It's a pretty good game. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream. Sorry if I had a delayed reaction. But yeah, welcome. You're always welcome. I'm trying to figure out how to draw like Cloud, one hand holding a sword, while like raising the other, like kind of like this. But I feel like that's gonna take me a while. That's actually a pretty good perspective. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's gonna take me a while. It's gonna take me just a little bit. But yeah. Final Fantasy IX, interesting choice. FF8 is my fave, it's peak. I haven't played too much of FF8, but from what I've played of it, I've enjoyed it so far. I think the only issue I have with it, from what I've played, is the card system and trying to understand that so that you can just make the game a little bit easier for yourself. Because I think I played it, and I kind of passed the point to where like you're supposed to like grind the cards a bit, and then learn how to kind of abuse that system. Which yeah, that didn't really help me very much, so I might have to restart the playthrough. But I don't know. It seems like a good game with a good story. I just didn't. I think I missed something with it. It's hard to get into the game, but if you understand the systems, it's pretty fun. I've been told that, like, there are lots of games that I like that I feel like a lot of people wouldn't really get into, because you just have to really learn those mechanics. Like I feel like the game that the game music that I'm playing right now, not Final Fantasy, SMT4. That might be kind of hard for people to really get into. Just simply due to the fact that it's kind of like one of those Pokemon monster catcher type games, and some people might not be into that sort of thing, so it's kind of hard for them to get into. But I feel like once you understand the mechanics and everything, like you know, it's one of those games where it's like you can absolutely demolish that game in like a few hours. What are some games you're currently playing? The current games that I'm playing, I've been playing lots of Resident Evil 6 recently. I don't know if I'm too huge a fan of Resident Evil 6. I don't think it's a terrible game, but it's not really one of my favorites. At least in that franchise. Like I have a bit of fun with it, but it's not my favorite. I've been recently playing some other games. I've been playing like Cyberpunk 2077 and a little bit of Dragon's Dogma 2. So yeah, just mainly those games at the moment. There are like some other games I probably have in my backlog, but I just haven't completed them yet. But yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing lately. Damn you, YouTube. I only played Resident Evil 6 for 1 to 2 hours, and I hated it. Yeah, I understand that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and defend it. Like, I think I already said that, I'm not really a huge fan of it. Like, I don't hate it, but, I can understand why people do. Because, yeah, the mechanics in that game are kind of the most jarring that I've played out of any Resident Evil game. Because it's like, you kind of sit there and play it, and then, like, you compare it to, like, maybe, like, some of the older Resident Evil games, like, just RE4 or 5, for example. And it's like, it has some positives to it, like, you can just... Like, you could kind of just move around while shooting, which I actually kind of prefer that. But then it's like the whole action mechanic thing, and you try to just play the game like the other two did, and it is just like constant shit happening like over and over again, and you're just trying to get like used to the mechanics, and I don't know, like it's just pissing you off constantly. Like I've been playing the game for a few hours, right? Like more than a few hours really, but like I completed one of the campaigns, and I still hate those fucking mechanics because they are just that obnoxious. But yeah, it's that's kind of like one of my main issues with it, outside of like the campaign just being way too long. And I'm just like, okay, I really don't want to play this shit for like hours and hours. Like I need a break at some point. Only really played RE4, 4, 5, and 1 remake. That's completely fair. I also like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 1. Like I pretty much like most of the franchise, at least like the main number title ones. I might actually go back and play like the PS1 games if I ever get a chance. Because I heard that those actually have some pretty good parts to them that the remakes might have taken out. But yeah, I generally like Resident Evil as a franchise. I think it's a really good franchise for the most part. And yeah, I also like Resident Evil 1 remake. I think it's probably one of the better Resident Evils I played. But like I said, I generally enjoy like most of them. Let's see. I don't know if his hand should really look like that. I think I have a different idea of what I should do with this hand. I think it should be maybe more along these lines. This song is a fucking banger, by the way. I just wanted to point that out there. This song is a goddamn banger. RE and Final Fantasy are franchises I can always come back to and have fun playing. Yeah, they're pretty addicting. They're pretty addicting franchises. Like I've always liked them, especially Resident Evil. Especially the Resident Evil games. They always have that addicting element to them. What's the song called? It's called Battle 2. I can post the full thing. It's SMT4 OST Battle B2. It's basically like a boss theme. I could just post it right there. But yeah. It's from the SMT franchise. So if you ever want like a recommendation for a JRPG, I'd say that's probably one of my favorites. How does this motherfucker grab onto this thing? I have no idea. Thanks. By the way, I'm currently drawing, working on a comic. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'm also, I myself am also working on a webcomic. I'm not very good at it yet, but I post it here or there. I don't know if I'm gonna make any videos about it because I don't particularly think that I'm above like intermediate or like amateurish art. But yeah, I mean, if you're ever working on a comic, dude, like you know, just try to be consistent at it, and you know, just try to study, you know, fundamentals and stuff. Look at some of the great artists that also make some of your favorite art, and try to learn from there, you know, from them. Like, I guess, like, if you needed any advice like that, that's probably some that I would give. Especially learning the fundamentals, because, yeah, learning fundamentals is very, very hard. And I try to at least learn like some form of them, and I'm still not very good at it. like in general, I'm a pretty lazy ass artist, so I try to get better at it. But yeah, those are just like some of the advice that I would give. I'm having a absolutely horrible time with this hand here. I'm convinced that I should just leave it like this. Not like that, but maybe somewhere along these lines. I don't know, something to where it's like, it looks like he's just gripping it. Yeah, as I've stated, I'm not really a great artist. I feel like I'm very okay at best. But you know, it's just a thing of like, you have to keep practicing if it's something that if you enjoy it. I started drawing in November 2023. I learned a fuck ton of anatomy and character design. I still have to learn how to draw different perspectives. My characters look way too stiff. Yeah, I could completely get where you're coming from. I've been drawing for I've been drawing for a long time actually, but I'm not really a great artist either. So it's like, if anybody brags by saying like, oh, you know, I've been doing art for this amount of years, it doesn't usually mean that you're a great artist, because the people who are typically the best of artists are usually the ones who like study it the most, or just, you know, push themselves enough to where they're like really good at it. So it's like, don't ever feel bad if you know, somebody tries to put you down for, you know, being newer to art or anything like that. Like, I always try to encourage people if they're just getting into art. I tell them like, you know, if you're getting into art, just you know, keep practicing, because stuff like that will definitely go over talent. Which, yeah, that's basically like, I basically have the opposite issue where I rely heavily on talent. And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with talent, because it means that you have some skills for it inherently, but, or maybe you might be ahead in some cases, but I really don't think that that really sends you far always. So yeah, it's just a thing of like, you have to avoid stagnation if you want to get better at something. Like for example, I'm struggling with this fucking hand, so it's like, you know, talent absolutely is not everything. It can certainly help, but it's you know, you have to go much further than that. But yeah, sorry if I went like long-winded about that sort of thing. But I think it's true. And yeah, about learning how to draw in like different perspectives, and like drawing too stiff. I also have that issue, because like I don't know, you might look at this and think this looks pretty okay, but I can see a lot of the issues where it's just way too stiff for its own good. So it's like, I also have that issue as well, and you know, it's something to where you have to learn a lot of different form, and you probably have to practice a lot of gestural drawings and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just kind of like my advice. Yeah, you're right. I'm happy enough with the stuff I can draw so far. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I encourage that. Like, you know, just keep practicing, and then hopefully studying the right things can send you a lot further than it otherwise would have had. That's pretty much my advice there. So, yeah, absolutely. Oh man, I really hate this fucking hand. Yeah, I also, like, I like drawing hands sometimes, but, sometimes I really do think that, I just really suck at it. It's probably something to where, I'm just not looking at the right references. I'm happy enough with the stuff I can draw so far, especially faces and stuff. By the way, I think you can make Cloud's arm a bit thicker. He's not that skinny, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think, I made him look a little too, on the skinny side, so give him a bit more muscle there. He does have like a leaner appearance though, so I can understand where you're coming from. Let's see. Yeah, this forearm and this hand are absolutely just giving me hell on earth vibes. Like, I don't know. Not exactly where, not exactly what I intend on drawing. Also, the head I think is too big. Could just be a perspective. Could just be the perspective. I don't know. Let me see. Maybe it could be. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could be the perspective, or maybe a lack of perspective. I don't know. I mean, I think it looks okay for now, but I mean, if it does bother, maybe if it like bothers me later on, I could probably fix it. But for now, I'm gonna say I think it looks okay. For me, it's more like this arm here. Like the arm's just bothering me. Should probably look at like some other references. You know what? I feel like, maybe I have this at the wrong angle? I don't know. I have no idea. Something about the arm is just like throwing me off. Probably just need to redraw it. The arm looks fine, in my opinion. Maybe. I could just be overthinking it. But I don't know. It's like a certain way that I'm trying to do it that I'm just not terribly comfortable with. I think it just looks too stiff, in my opinion. Have you ever heard about Xenosaga? Currently about 20 hours into episode 1, and it's pretty good. Xenosaga, I've heard of it, but unfortunately I've never played it. I might give it a chance, though. I played Xenoblade 2. I haven't beat that either, but I put a decent amount of hours into it, about like 40 hours. And I think the game's pretty good so far. So, yeah. Yeah, trying to get this, these fingers to touch this damn thing. Sorry if I'm, like, very obsessive over this, these hands here, but it's, yeah, it's something that's just gonna I'm probably gonna have to figure out eventually. I think it's maybe the perspective I'm trying to angle it from. Maybe that could be the case. I have no idea. No. That looks way too wonky. The game's pretty strange. It's 60% cutscenes and it's philosophical as hell. I don't understand shit most of the time in this game. Yeah, I completely understand that. Like, I've watched Ghost in the Shell, which is kind of like deters from the topic a bit, but I've watched Ghost in the Shell, like I think it's called Standalone Complex. It's one of my favorite anime actually, but it also delves into a lot of that philosophical stuff that you see in some anime, and I feel like half the times I just absolutely do not understand what the hell a lot of the characters are talking about. So it's like I completely understand that, but it's like at the same time I kind of love it because I don't know, I just find it to be thought-provoking stuff a lot of the times. Might look fine right about there. I watched Ghost in the Shell 1 a few weeks ago, and dude, I didn't understand anything. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell is one of those anime where it's like you probably need to rewatch it more than once. That's usually if you're just kind of already enamored by a lot of the stuff that it kind of already carries in its story or whatever. But yeah, as a movie, it's usually like one of those where you're either gonna really love it or you're gonna be confused by a lot of the a lot of the talky stuff that it tends to do a lot of times. But I think it's a pretty interesting movie. That along with like Akira, and I just really love that fucking movie. Like every person I've shown it to, they've said that they really love that fucking movie. Like every time. So yeah, it just might be one of my things. But a lot of people also love that stuff too. So it's like, you know, it depends usually from person to person. Let's see. I think Gits has way too much story for 1.5 hours. Still need to watch Akira. Yeah, I can completely understand that sentiment, because yeah, Ghost in the Shell is one of those movies where it's like, dude, it's more reliant on like the philosophical sort of thing. Where it's more about like at least the best way I can explain it is it's kind of similar to The Matrix, where it's kind of questioning whether what you are is really who you are, and whether like you existing right now is really you, really like you as an identity, or whether or not you're kind of just like a biological code of things that you know, kind of just exists. And yeah, to me it's really fascinating. And yeah, with Akira, I'd recommend it. A lot of people would say that the manga is a lot better, because it does go more in depth with its story, I feel like. But the movie I still enjoy, and I kind of treat it as like an avant-garde sort of thing. Like a lot of people really love that movie. Xenosaga has similar messages like what Ghost in the Shell has from what I played. Yeah, it might be heavily inspired from it then, because yeah, like Ghost in the Shell has like I've never played Xenosaga, so I might be misdirecting it a bit, but I feel like Ghost in the Shell has that interesting philosophy thing where it's just like kind of inspiring that you know, thing of identity and stuff, and I've always liked that sort of thought-provoking thing. Like I try to implement it a little bit into my own works, just to kind of go slightly off topic, but yeah, I just like the whole idea of like questioning what is identity and who you really are. And you know, that sort of thing. You can use it for like an analogy of like, I don't know, a lot of different things. But you know, I feel like it's a very human way of storytelling, where it's like, hey, you know, I know I exist, but do I really, you know, is my way of existing really, you know, the way I think it is, or is it just, you know, I'm kind of thinking these thoughts because my brain kind of dictates it so, and is reality really the way that I'm perceiving it versus like the way that somebody else is perceiving it? You know, that age-old question of like, am I really who I think I am, or am I, you know, tricking myself into thinking this is reality when it's like, not exactly that, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like my way of perceiving it. because I just really like that sort of mindfuck fuckery type of thing. But I feel like it's also just relatable in the you know, the human existence sort of thing, one way or the other. Yeah, this hand is absolutely just tripping me up right now. I don't know. I'll probably go back to it at some point. Probably just gonna fix up like some of the other areas really quick. But, yeah, I was thinking of, whether or not I should add, like, another character to the background here. I was thinking maybe Barret or Tifa, or maybe it can be, like, a kind of a homage to, like, a certain part of the game. Like, maybe, like, a certain scene in the game. But, I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that. I might. Like, I could probably put, like, Barret here in the background. And then, like, he's maybe, like, shooting his gun. Or maybe it could be, like, Tifa or somebody else. Like, over here somewhere. And then, like, being an enemy or some shit like that. I don't know. Add Tifa? I could probably do it. I could certainly do it. Like, I wouldn't be against it. Xenosaga is a lot about if robots, or how they call them, Realians, should have the same rights as humans and what makes AI different from us. Yeah, I've read some similar stories to that for certain. Kind of reminds me of Pluto by the guy who does like Monster or like 20th Century Boys, where it kind of gets into that whole like AI. Is AI like sentient, like a human sort of thing? Which I guess like nowadays, with AI becoming more prevalent, you know, these are kind of the kinds of things where that can be like a genuine concern in like the future. But you know, I digress. But yeah. It certainly sounds interesting, though. Like, I always like stories that kind of delve into that sort of thing. Yeah, I might add Tifa around here somewhere. I'm very terrible at backgrounds, though. Like, that's kind of my thing. So let's see. Maybe I can add, like, Tifa kind of, like, here in the distance, where she's, maybe she's, like, kicking an enemy. Maybe she could be, like, kicking an enemy or, like, beating an enemy or something like that. Let's see. This could probably be like the outline for it. Pretty off topic, but the monster anime, but the monster anime and manga was so good. Oh, dude, I've heard a lot about Monster. I wish I could get more into it, but I just haven't read too far into it. I definitely want to give it more of a try. But I've kind of just like put it off and on for a long time, and I do want to get back to reading it because I've read the manga, like the first 2 volumes of the manga, and it definitely gets pretty interesting around that point. So yeah, all I can say is Johan is I can see why Johan is up there as one of the greatest villains of all time. But yeah, I really gotta get back into it. I'm thinking of maybe doing a different pose with her. Maybe something along these lines. Let's see. I think just a straightforward punch can should probably do it. I don't think her arm is that long though. Gotta kind of make it a little bit more proportionate. But yeah, something like this. And then we'll kind of go from there. YouTube, keep pausing my shit. Especially as a German, it's pretty cool to see locations in the manga from real life that you can visit in a two-hour drive. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I never knew you were German. But yeah, man. I do think that it is set in Germany, now that you mention it. But, yeah, I've definitely noticed that in a lot of Monster from what I've read. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know. I feel like getting a little bit quirky with the. I feel like drawing Tifa just a little bit quirky here, because I'm not exactly going to be drawing her in as much detail as like Cloud here. So I kind of just feel like drawing her a little bit more expressive, at least in that department. Yeah, and start it set in Dusseldorf. Sorry, German's not my native tongue, so I might mess it up. But Dusseldorf, Germany. And later in the story, it's set in Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg. Yeah, I think it's set in like modern day Germany, or I guess like for the time it was modern day Germany, right? Like around, like I'm guessing around like the 90s of Germany. I know that that was around the time that the manga for Monster came out, so I'm supposing that it probably came out around that time. That's not exactly how I want to draw Tifa's face. Probably go for a different type of style. Not style, but for my drawing it. It's almost there. Almost. It was set in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Because I remember there was like a whole time skip with like Johan, right? And then like he kind of grows up, or like he gets a bit older. And like he So it's like inferring that's like a time skip in between that time. So it's like, yeah, that sounds about right. I'm guessing that the story kind of falls around like it kind of falls around like the Berlin Wall sort of thing. Because I think I was like the end of around the end of that Cold War era. Which I'm not too knowledgeable about that, but I do just know that bit of knowledge about that. I'd say that this is moderately okay for Tifa's size. I don't know if her body should be smaller or head should be bigger. I'm gonna go with the head should be a little bit bigger. I just think that looks a bit more proportionate with what we're going with here. 89 or 1990, I believe, is when the Berlin Wall fell. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right to me. And I'm guessing that that monster takes place in between like that time period. I know that like Pluto's set in like the far off future of like I don't know, like maybe like sometime in the far off future or something. I mean, I know that the story was made in like 2000, like around the early 2000s, so it might have been set in like the 20th century or some shit like that. But obviously, being here in the 21st century, we're not anywhere near computers or AI being like that. I mean, it could be. Who knows? I mean, we're only like a quarter of the century through with it, so. Probably gonna need some Tifa references here. I feel like this is I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I feel like I'm more of a Tifa guy than a Aerith guy. Maybe it's because she has like the big knockers, but I just find her to be pretty cute and endearing. I like Aerith though. I think she's a pretty good character. But I just prefer Tifa. I personally liked Aerith more. That's fair. That's fair. I completely understand that. I just think that I feel like Tifa is just more of my, not just my type, but I just find her to be like the endearing girlfriend type. But I completely understand where people say that they prefer, I guess, like Aerith. Yeah, goddamn, this music is good. I always turn on SMT4 music. I'm gonna guess that's kind of where her bangs I'm gonna guess that's what her bangs look like. Not guess, but I mean, I'm looking at references. You can't see it on screen, but I'm looking at references of hers. They look pretty similar to that. What are some games you want to play if you have? What are some games you want to play if you have? I personally want to get into Monster Hunter. There's a lot of games out there, and that's a good question. I have no idea. I guess like Monster Hunter would definitely be one of them. I actually do have one of the Monster Hunter games. I can't remember which one, but it's like the one on PS4, I think. I definitely want to get into it because I've heard really good things about it. I guess like generally any games that my friends typically recommend, which is like usually some stuff with like first-person shooters. I guess like Half-Life would be an example of one because I've never played much of like the Valve games, Valve games, and that's like one of them that I really want to play because everybody always talks about how really good that game is. So I want to give it a try if I ever have a shot. I've definitely played like a lot of Megaton games though, because Megaton is probably one of my favorite. They probably make my favorite RPGs like almost period. The only thing that comes close to it is maybe like Fire Emblem, and I really love Fire Emblem actually. I haven't played too much of it, but I played like 3 Houses and. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite games on the Switch right now. Half-Life is really, really good. Yeah, man, I've heard like really good things about it, and I really want to check it out if I ever get the chance to. Like, there's a shit ton of games that I've just never played like growing up, and like people really recommend. Like, there's lots of PS2 games. Like, I think you mentioned, like, Xenosaga earlier. And, Xenosaga is one of those games where it's like, I've heard so many good things about it, and I've just barely even like, heard about it. Because I personally grew up when, PS2 was kind of, like, on its way out. like popularity wise. Because I started growing up around the time that like PS3 was just like PS3 or like Xbox 360 were just starting to really you know, come out. So in terms of PS2, I just never really played like a lot of the hard hitter games. Like a game that I remember being really popular at the time was God of War. Never once have I played that fucking game. Like one of my relatives was really into it, and I remember my mom at the time. She was like, "Yeah, no, you can't play that shit." Like, because to be fair, I was like barely even 10 at the time that I had heard about it. So yeah, it probably wasn't appropriate for me to play. But as an adult, I definitely feel like I should get the chance to play it. I think the closest games that the closest to like a really hard-hitting like PS2 game that a lot of people fondly remember is like something like San Andreas, like GTA San Andreas. And I had a fuck ton of fun playing that shit growing up. I could never beat it though, but I just remember fucking around and like playing on my cousin's like save file, and we'd always just play that. I feel like I should make some adjustments to her. Half-Life changed how I view ego shooters and games in general. I played GTA 4 and a bit of 5. Yeah, I haven't played too many of the GTA games either, but because the only ones I've played was really San Andreas and 5. Because I feel like everybody's played GTA 5 at some point. But yeah, if people were to ever recommend like the older ones, I wouldn't be against it. And yeah, Half-Life, I've heard a lot about Half-Life. I just really gotta check it out. I feel like Half-Life came out when like I was just really, when I was really too young to know what it was, so it was just never really a thing on my mind. Yeah, I feel like Tifa here kind of has like a bit of the muscle thing going on. Well, not too much of the muscle thing, like a little bit of it. I'd say she's like body-wise, like pretty similar to the likes of Cloud, maybe. Or Cloud's kind of that lean but somewhat built type. I think she's kind of similar to that. Obviously not fully, but, you know. Speaking in terms of arms here, arms and legs here. probably should look up how to draw Shinra soldier somewhere. I should probably should probably get started on Cloud's hair here. Looking at these two, it's kind of like polar opposites. I don't know if that's the intent that I'm going for, but they do have like difference in personality types. So maybe that's like somewhat fitting. Yeah, I do like Cloud though as a character. Like I think that like I don't know if he's like kind of that relatable protagonist, but I don't know. I guess to me he feels relatable in the sense that like he's kind of the more like he could kind of be like that awkward. He's kind of that awkward. I don't want to say antisocial type, but he kind of gives off those types of vibes. Like he's kind of that goofy guy who tries to act tough, but he's really not. Like he acts tougher than he actually is, and but you kind of find out that he's actually just like, you know, he's like me. He's literally me. But like, in all seriousness, I think like he's pretty relatable. That and like maybe Squall from like FF8. From what I've played of it, he also has like a lot of those kind of like antisocial loner types, but he's also kind of like very endearing as a character as well. So yeah, if I ever complete that game, I hope to know more about him and stuff. Am I the only one who thinks FF8 is overrated as fuck? I can understand that. I could definitely understand that. I still think it's a really good game, but I think it's one of those games where it's like it really it came out at a pretty innovative time for like gaming and stuff, and because of that, you see a lot of love towards it and like a lot of ambition. But you compare it to like a lot of the other Final Fantasy games, and you're like, I don't know if it's the best. Maybe it's like you know, one of the most innovative, but I don't inherently think it's like my favorite one. Like one of my favorites, at least personally speaking, is FF9. And it's just kind of a simple RPG story. I wouldn't say a simple RPG, but it's kind of like a simple fantasy, you know, medieval era type of fantasy story. And just personally, it kind of speaks to me. I wouldn't say it's simple, but I think what it does simply is pretty effective. But I think that FF7 kind of has like that modern fantasy type of appeal, and I think that's why it appeals to people more. Cloud is relatable, but Squall is on a whole different level. That's fair. That's fair. Because I do think that Squall is pretty interesting. Like if I ever get the chance to where I draw him for a stream, I definitely choose him. Because I do think that Squall is pretty pretty interesting as a character. Like I feel like he's like he does what Cloud does, but probably to like a deeper extent, maybe. Yeah, from what I understand of Cloud, I mean not Cloud, Squall, is that he's kind of like got like a antisocial personality type of thing, where it's just like he doesn't really hate people, but like he just has a hard time like socializing. Which I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's to me that's personally it's pretty relatable. Like I can socialize with people, but I'm not always like very sociable, if that makes any sense. So it's like I kind of relate to that to a certain extent. I personally get why people love FF9, but it was just never for me. Yeah, I can understand that. I think where a lot of people kind of just don't really vibe with it is that it's basically just trying to go more towards its roots of a traditional Final Fantasy game. Like it kind of wanted to end its traditional Final Fantasy era. Or maybe some people say that's FF10, but going off of like Sakaguchi's words, he basically wanted it to be like the end of like traditional Final Fantasy. So he intended it on being just like what like maybe you'd see more in like I guess like the earlier Final Fantasy games, but for PS1. And yeah, you can kind of see that through it, and I feel like more people really want the like the FF9, or not FF9, but like more the FF8 or FF7 type of vibes. So it's like, yeah, I can understand where people are coming from there. Boy, your hair is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. I feel like his hair should be probably a little bit smaller. But yeah, I still like Final Fantasy VII though. Like I still consider Cloud to be a pretty good protagonist. At least in my personal opinion. Like there are a lot of twists and turns that the story kind of takes with them that I still kind of resonate with somewhat. I also like Barret as a character. Like Barret is probably one of my favorite characters from that game. I don't know. There's a lot to like about 7, but yeah, there's also a lot that that makes it kind of exhausting. So it's like I completely understand where some people's sentiment is with that. I feel like I'm overdoing the hair, maybe just a tad bit. What I will say is that I really like Tetsuya Nomura's art style, though. I think that shit is just fucking timeless. Like, both his stuff in Kingdom Hearts and in Final Fantasy is just, like, inspiring, most in my opinion. Barrett is cool as fuck. Yeah, I really like his character, and I really like where the story just completely takes him. I feel like I'm improvising way too much for his hair. Because his hair is a little on the crazy side. Versus like Tifa's, where it's like kind of more downward and kind of straight. Versus like Cloud's, where it's just like dude's hair is just spiky for like no fucking reason. Like I always compare Cloud to like Super Saiyan Teen Gohan. I have no idea if that was like the inspiration or not for Cloud, but I could definitely see it. Let's see. We're gonna try and get rid of Tifa's hair a little bit here. I'm gonna try and get rid of her hair here, a little bit of parts, just so I can kind of muster this Cloud part for a little bit. I don't know if I fully have, I don't think I fully have, Cloud's hair down. Yeah, it's kind of like figuring out a fucking Rubik's Cube. It's just like, I mean, I guess I could kind of stylize it the way I want, but at the same time, I kind of do want it to look pretty nice. So I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like one of my artistic quirks getting in the way of it. I think FF7 is way too easy, boring at times, and stereotypical Final Fantasy. It feels like after 7, every single mainline game had some kind of FF7 DNA in it, which makes FF7 not as special as before. You get what I mean? Yeah, I absolutely get that. It's kind of like I've stated before, where it's like I think FF7 became so big, where it's like I feel like it's you're going to be either one of those people where you feel like Final Fantasy VII made Final Fantasy VII is kind of like the peak of Final Fantasy, or you're one of those people where you're like, I feel like FF7 is kind of overrated, and everything that kind of came after just did what it did, but a lot better. I'm sort of in the latter camp a little bit. Like no offense to anybody who enjoys FF7, because I like it too, but yeah, I can kind of get where people come from, where they're like, yeah, I don't know, I just feel like FF8 or like maybe FF9 or 10 or whatever kind of does it a little bit better. And it's like, yeah, I get that. I get that. Which, by the way, I haven't played like every single Final Fantasy. I think the oldest Final Fantasy I've played was maybe up to 4. Because I've never played FF. I've never played 5, 6, or the first 3. But I've only played 4, and from what I could tell, it's kind of like, I think it's okay. But just personally speaking, it wasn't my favorite. I guess see where some people might enjoy it, but just from a personal perspective, I've kind of just thought like, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's where some people might see like maybe FF7 in some cases. FF10 is a perfect example. I haven't completed 10. I actually have it, but I've never worked through it. And I don't know. I might just have to go through it someday. I know some people that have played it, and they've personally told me that it's one of their favorites. I love the battle music in FF10 though. Like the battle music is absolutely just like really up there. Yeah, there are lots of JRPG franchises that I'd like to get into though. I've played a bit of Dragon Quest XI. I haven't played much of the other ones, but from what I've played of 11, it's I think it's pretty good from what I've seen. I actually have a pretty bad habit of starting a game and sometimes not really beating it. So yeah, hopefully I can just get back to that someday. Like sometimes I do that with games even that I like. Sometimes and it's just like I don't really think that means that I hate the game. It's just me being like a lazy asshole. Even though I have 150 hours on 10, I just don't like it at all. Oh, you're not into FF10. Okay. I mean, hey, I've heard differing opinions as well. Like I've never played it much. I'm willing to give it a try though. Because I think it looks like it might be okay from what I've seen, but Yeah, I completely understand where it's like, oh, this game doesn't look that good to me. You know, that sort of thing. So it's like, yeah. I guess if there's like one thing I'll point out about FF10 is that I definitely think it has like at least in my opinion, I feel like it has like some of the weaker designs out of most of the FF games that I've seen. I don't know if Tetsuya Nomura worked in that game, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really into this design for like some of the characters. Like I feel like whoever that character is, like the guy with the long hair, that dude has some crazy ass hair. Like it has like such crazy ass hair that's like it's kind of like comedical how much hair he has, and it like I don't know how to describe it. It's just like he has hair that kind of looks like an ant or something, and it's kind of like this. Like it's some shit like that, and I'm like, that is like, that shit is more ridiculous than anything I've seen on Cloud. Like, holy fuck. But I don't know. I might enjoy it. I might end up enjoying it. So, yeah, I don't know. That's like one of the few criticisms I probably have towards that game. I can't comment on the story and stuff though, so that might just be like a nitpick. My personal favorites are 8 and 12, and if I think about it, maybe FF9. Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I totally get that. I need to play some of the other games. From what I've played, I've really enjoyed Final Fantasy XIV. Which is not really an RPG, but it's more of a MMO. But I still enjoy it, mainly for the gameplay, though. If I'm speaking in terms of story, I can't personally say it's my favorite story out of the bunch. I haven't completed it, obviously. I don't know if you can complete an MMO, but yeah, just story-wise, it's kind of like I don't know. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I really do think that it's probably one of my favorites to play, though. So I'll certainly give it that. Do something with this. I'll leave that for now. I don't think this hair looks perfect, but I'll leave it like that for now. And then if I want to make adjustments to it, I could probably do that later. Holy shit, dude, I've been streaming like 2 hours. Time absolutely goes by, dude. Like it's crazy. I might end stream in about, I might say like 30 minutes. 30 minutes to maybe an hour. We'll see. Like, maybe around, like, the 3-hour mark. But, yeah, hopefully the stream's, going pretty good so far. Yeah, if there's, like, any issues, like, I wouldn't mind, like, any feedback on that. I haven't worked on the storyboard of the comic at all. LO, just talked with you all the time. Wait, I haven't worked on a storyboard of the comic at all. I just talked with you all the time. Is that like a storyboard for your comic or a webcomic? You know, Cloud does have like a sort of a belt thing going on here. Let's see. Sort of like this. I think it's a little bit higher though, so might have to erase that. The stream was pretty chill, and especially after a stressful day. It was a highlight of my day. Thanks, man. Thanks. I really appreciate that feedback. Yeah, man. Whatever helps you out, man. Especially after like a hard-working day and stuff like that. You know, if it helps people out, I'm more than happy to help. I feel like I have to do something with the belts here. Maybe the belts might be a little bit higher up. I know Nomura has like a Tetsuo Nomura. He has like kind of like a belt fetish. Like I'm joking, but like he really loves his belts and stuff like that. So, it's kind of a thing where it's like you really have to figure out how to mimic that sort of style. Just leave it like that. Yeah, it's the storyboard for the comic I'm working on. after I'm done with the chapter on my script, I storyboard it. And after I'm done with the storyboard, I start drawing the panels. Yeah, that's kind of a thing that I commonly hear with a lot of comic book writers and stuff. Like I've worked with some people before, and well, not worked in like a professional setting, but you know, I've worked with some friends before, and that's usually a common thing that I tell them is like, if we're gonna start on a comic, we should probably start with like a storyboarding sort of thing. So it's like, yeah, it's a pretty good habit to actually get into, because if you're kind of going off the cuff for a comic, it's probably going to make it very, very hard to do that. Like, I mean, I guess you can do that if you're good at it, maybe, but I don't know if I'd recommend it, because it's really gonna bite you in the ass when it's like, you know, you have to really get used to like pacing and setting a certain tone and stuff like that, because eventually you're gonna start putting yourself into like a weird art block, or maybe like a trap, and then it'd probably be easier to just plan it all out, where you can, you know, have it all easily set out for yourself, and then just kind of go from there. At least that's like kind of my experience, because yeah, I've kind of just ran into that issue like over and over again, and it's like, oh god, like yeah, it's best to just like script stuff out, or maybe, you know, just storyboard it all out, that sort of thing. This is, I think, the third comic I'm working on, so I got the hang of it. I think the story could be something people like. Yeah, man. I mean, if you have like a premise that you want to share, like I wouldn't be against that. Like you can just type out like any story details, or like a summary of your story or whatever. But it's like, yeah, I've definitely worked on some comics myself, and like I wouldn't say that I'm really good at it, but I'd say like I'm in a better spot than when I started. So yeah, it's always good to just start on comics, but to work on like some other ones like right after. Because that's usually how you should start out. It's just like, kind of start out with like a short story sort of thing, and then like usually go on from there, and that'll like help build your skills and whatnot. But it's like, yeah, man, there's like tons of interesting stories that like you could come up with. And you know, some people wouldn't. Some people may or may not read it, and it's like, well, some people might read it actually, because I don't know. You'd be surprised. Like some people have read some of my stuff, and I thought that it was like some of the greatest stuff that they'd read. Like I don't think so, personally. But you know, I'm happy that some people enjoy it that way. It's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to share like any story details or anything like that, I wouldn't be against that. Like, I'm actually pretty interested. The comic is called Deadbeat Drowning, and it's about the bad relationship between a son and his divorced father. It's getting pretty psychological. It's getting pretty psychological at the second half. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Like it sounds like a kind of like one of those stories where it's like dissecting like maybe a relationship between two others, or maybe I'm like projecting here, and I have no idea. Because like you're the one creating the story to begin with, so maybe I'm like looking too deep into it. But like yeah, man, like I totally buy stuff like that. It kind of now that you kind of type that premise, that kind of reminds me of like that one Indiana Jones movie, like Indiana Jones and the Lost Crusade, where it kind of has like a relationship between like father and son type of thing. I don't know if that's like what you're aiming for, but it kind of reminds me of that, where it's like kind of a bad relationship between like father and son, but they kind of have like a bonding thing towards like the end of it. Yeah. R.I.P. to like Sean Connery though. Like he's one of my favorite actors from that movie. I want to give it a Silent Hill. I want to give it Silent Hill vibes, especially the atmosphere. Oh, that's pretty interesting, actually. Now that you say it like that. Sounds like some David Lynch type of fever dream sort of thing. Which I actually haven't watched too much of David Lynch myself, but like I know that's kind of like an inspired thing from like Silent Hill. But yeah, I've actually played Silent Hill before. Like I've only played the second one. But from what I played, I actually really enjoyed it. I really think that like the psychological stuff it gets in between with like James Sunderland is pretty cool. Like him and his wife. I completely drew that wrong. It should have religious messaging. Oh yeah, dude. Like, go for it. Like, I don't know much about religion, so it's not something I can really commentate on. But I mean, if that's something that you feel like you relate to, or anything like that, or you feel like it would make the story interesting, I mean, hey, go for it. I know plenty of good stories that, not plenty of good stories, but like, I know some stories that might have like, those types of analogies or like, allegories and stuff like that. forgot he has like this little earring here. Just put that there. I need to read the Bible for this, probably. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Like, learning how to study like lots of biblical themes and like allegories towards stuff like that. Like I've heard plenty of people choose like certain analogies to like maybe Jesus Christ. I mean, a lot of people choose like Jesus Christ for like symbolism. But there's also like stories with Moses and maybe like Abe and Cain, or Abe and Cain. I think that's how it's said. Or like maybe Abraham, stuff like that. Noah's Ark. I mean, there's tons of like religious stories and stuff that you could probably choose off of those, or maybe like. Maybe it could be like a specific passage that lots of people might quote from, or maybe not. You know, something along those lines. Yeah, like I think like Ghost in the Shell. I don't know if it quotes the Bible, but it does quote like this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before with like philosophy and stuff, but it kind of quotes off of lots of philosophers of its time, like of their time, during like maybe the like I don't know, like fucking 1600s or 1500s or some shit, where it's like gets into like Socrates and who am I? I am, therefore some shit like that. I don't know, but it gets into like a lot of that sort of philosophy and shit like that, and it probably quotes from like the Bible. Like it's quoted from like other stories and stuff that I've kind of read, but not fully. And I think it's pretty cool when it does stuff like that. So take what you will, is what I say. But yeah, the comic will be, from what I see, will be about 100 to 150 pages long. The problem is that I have time till July to finish it. Writing stories, especially with like 100 pages. Oh man, it's goddamn, man, it's tiring. I've legit written comics with like over 100 pages, and I still don't think that they're really all that long really. Like, not to say that a comic needs to be that long, but it's like maybe it's just like a personal thing, but like I've written comics that have taken me just a long time to fucking write. Like it took me about like a year and a half to finish it, and like almost 2 years really. And yeah, it's like if I had a deadline for that, I absolutely would have missed it, because I just took like my sweet fucking time with it, and yeah, it was not it was not what I wanted it to be, and yeah, it's just a consistent issue, at least on my part. But I don't know. Maybe that's just like my work ethic, because admittedly, I'm a very lazy artist. Like I wish I was. Like some people might think I'm pretty good, but it's mainly just me kind of relying heavily off of talent and stuff. And I mean that can be fine, but it's not really where I should be. And yeah, that's kind of like my biggest gripe with the stuff that I do. Oh, also, this is just a question that I have. But what is it? Is it comic like? Is it like a American comic, or is it something that's more along the lines of like anime and manga? Like, it's just something that's kind of piqued my interest just now. Manga, to be honest. I think it's just kind of cringe to call it manga, you know? Yeah, I definitely understand that. And yeah, I do kind of a similar thing. Mainly just because I feel like manga is more suited for my taste. And usually what I figure is pretty interesting in terms of art is what I try to, you know, project into a lot of my artwork. So it's like I completely relate with you there. I think you had another comment. I would try to invest as much time into the project as possible. I think I can be able to pull it off. For sure, man. Like, yeah, that's like, I mean, if you ever need a break from it, don't be too afraid to take a break from it, because you know, I don't think either of us is professional manga artists, you know. So it's like, you know, if it's not going to be like perfect, just you know, don't hurt yourself too much trying to figure it out, because yeah, I've done that. I've tried to do that on some occasions, and fuck, dude, it almost ruined like my love for art. Like, I'm not saying that like I was anywhere near like a manga artist ever, because it's like I don't think I'm gonna be near that for some time, but I did like attempt to draw like art for like a month straight, and fuck, dude, it just hurt. Like, I was drawing like every day for a month straight, and yeah, I mean, it definitely helped my art, but it absolutely did not fucking make me feel good. Maybe it's just like a personal thing. But yeah, sometimes you do just have to pace yourself, and eventually over time it'll hopefully get better. Like, I still say that you should draw like maybe like every week. And I mean, if you have the mindset to draw every day, or if you have the work ethic to work every day, then I mean, go for it. Because I mean, at that point you're just pursuing like something you fucking love, dude. But yeah, not every artist is built like fucking Kitaro Miura or like Oda. like Ichiro Oda, where you could just draw like every fucking day or something. I just always think that if someone like Ichiro Oda can make 20 pages per week, I can pull off 100 pages in 6 months with 4 to 5 hours, and I'm already used to drawing daily. Yeah, man. I mean, like if you're definitely one of those artists, then I'd say like completely pursue it. Like maybe that kind of went against what I just said, but I mean, I'd say like if you feel like you can absolutely push through it, fucking push through it, dude. Because some artists are meant for that. Like they're just meant to just draw every day. And I mean, if you can do that, just completely like demolish that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for me personally, I'm just one of those where it's like I have to pace myself like almost all the time. Like if I worked myself enough, I would definitely like if I were better at my work ethic, I would definitely do it like every week. But yeah, unfortunately, I just do stupid shit. So it's like it's like I don't know. Maybe that has a part to do with it. I became obsessed with drawing this shit, so this became my drug. Then yeah, dude, like it's like I said, just completely ignore everything I've said in regards to like. Well, I still say like you should take breaks. Like I'm not saying like don't take breaks when you need them. Because I mean, if you feel yourself getting tired or like something, you know, you need like medical attention, then it's like, yeah, no, like you should take a break. But I mean, if it's not hurting you, then it's like, yeah, dude, like fuck it, go for it. Just listen to all the advice you could hear in terms of how to draw like daily and how to get better and you know all that sort of shit. Kind of has like a jagged pants thing going on here, so I'm probably going to associate it more with that. No, I'm healthy enough, so it's not a problem. Yeah, the only thing I can be concerned about is my mental health, because I became kind of depressed. Yeah, that's something that is just not nearly talked about. Is just like you absolutely need to worry about mental health and stuff. Where it's like, yeah, because at least in my experiences, there have been times where I've like drawn for like a month straight, but like just after that, I took a break, and then like I just did not want to draw like at all anymore. Like yeah, some people are built different though, and I'd say like you know, if it makes you truly happy to draw every single day, then that's the type of shit that's gonna take you far, at least in my opinion. But yeah, it is a thing where it's like, yeah, art block or maybe like writer's block that can definitely take you into like the sort of depression spiral. Because it's like you do know that you want to draw better, and you can do it, but it's just a thing of like you kind of feel yourself tapping out of it sometimes. But yeah, that's kind of why I recommend breaks, at least from my perspective. But I mean, if you can pull through it, then it's just like, you know, absolutely just go and do it, dude. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely ways around it. I'd say this is kind of coming together pretty well. The only part that's fucking me up is just this arm. I'm gonna try to work on it eventually, probably off screen. Because right now I'm more so trying to get like some of the other parts. The thought of not being good enough, especially in the art scene, is brutal in my opinion. I completely relate to that, like 100%. Because I don't know, like I've definitely met some people who have stated that like my art is not really that good, and it is kind of heartbreaking because you do look at like some other people who are like really fantastic at like what they're doing, and it can deter you a little bit from wanting to draw, but you just have to remember that like people like that, it took them like a very long time just to get anywhere near as good as they got, and what you're seeing is like the results from it. So it's like, you know, if you're already really into this thing and you really want to get better at it and pursue it, then it's just a thing of like, you have to realize that you're not always going to be at that level forever, because at some point you're gonna improve, because it's like even people that you might see who are like not really, you might think like, oh, they're not that good, but it's like, I mean, even they've improved at some point, you know. It's just a thing of like, you have to put in lots of time and effort into it, and you have to kind of just get used to that sort of workflow sort of thing. How often my confidence how often my confidence got destroyed and the start of my art journey really sucked, but it almost drove me to improvement. Yeah, it's yeah, I have to imagine that for somebody who's starting out, it's probably pretty I guess the word would be like kind of scary, because you know, you're kind of getting into something that a lot of people depending on who they are, they might be like really, really good and skilled at that sort of thing. But I mean, never let it deter you from getting better. The song keeps pausing. Like you just have to tell yourself, like, dude, I have to just do it. Like, if I really, really want this to be a thing, and I know for a fact that I can do it, then it's like, you just have to do it. Because, I mean, dude, I think, like, look at the author for One Punch Man. Like, he wasn't really, like, impressive in the start. I mean, look at the dude who did Attack on Titan. He really wasn't impressive in the start, but because he kept pursuing it, and he eventually got better at it, and then they let him on, and the art wasn't amazing in the start, but it's just the fact that he got that good, and the fact that he created like a good enough story for people to resonate with, that it kind of got him far enough to do something. So it's like, yeah, man, like now everybody has to be like fucking Michelangelo or like Kentaro Miura in the start. You could just start out not relatively amazing, but the fact that they even got somewhere with it, it's pretty impressive. The mangaka of AOT is my biggest inspiration. Every time I feel down about my art, I think about his story. Yeah. See, now you have the right mindset, because it's like, dude, if he could do it, like, what's stopping you from doing that? Because like I thought the same thing. Because like I thought the exact same thing. Because it's like, your art does not have to be like impressive like right off the bat. Like, all you have to do is just create that really interesting fucking story. And some people, surprisingly, will gravitate towards it. Like, I see people on, like, DeviantArt all the time, and it's like, dude, they have followings sometimes. I mean, they're not big, but it's like, they have freaking followings. And it's like, all they did was just, like, post stuff for, like, years. Like, they just continued to post shit. So it's like, dude, like, just creating like little communities like that is like pretty crazy in and of itself. Kentaro Miura is also a big inspiration for me. Yeah, man, same. I don't know if I'll ever be on that level. And to be honest, I don't want to fully copy his art style. Like, I feel like every artist at some point wants to, have some sort of, like, you should have inspirations off of other artists, but at the same time, you do have to. I don't want to say you have to, but you do want to have like that part that kind of makes you stand out, so to speak. Because it's like, that's what makes art interesting. Is the fact that, like, absolutely nobody is going to be the same, like, ever. I want to become as good as him, TBH. Yeah, dude. Like, if you want to pursue it, just go for it. Like, if you want to be that, artistic maniac, like 100%, just keep drawing. Like, I mean, dude, there are artists who that I have that have as inspirations that aren't. I wouldn't say that they're like the greatest of all time or anything, but it's like I still consider them pretty inspirational. Like the guy who created Black Lagoon. Uh, I really love that fucking anime, and I love the manga as well. And it's like I don't think he's like my favorite artist of all time, but it's like, dude, I still love his fucking shit. You know, I think his character designs and his storytelling is pretty good. So it's like, you know. It's one of my favorites. I can't tell if the stream's buffering or not. It might just be on my fuck ton. Like I really think it's a binge-worthy series, which is why I like it a lot. Your live stream of Revy brought me here. Yeah. I think I saw your comment from that. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, if you ever had a chance, definitely check the anime out because it's one of my favorites, just personally speaking. Like I put it up there with as binge worthy as something like Death Note. And yeah, I appreciate the compliment on that. Like I think it was a pretty good stream. Let me see. I'm probably gonna leave that like that for now. I'm gonna see if I could fix up Tifa. There's a slight bit. And then she has like a suspenders, like a suspenders sort of thing going on here. I feel like your hand might be a bit too big in this instance. It might be big. It might be big enough. I have no idea. Gonna finish season one this week. I promise. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, just give it a try, man. Like I think the first time I watched it, I binge watched it, like, I think in like a single day. And, yeah, it's the entire series in like a single day. Like, I watched it like one night, and I watched it like the other night. And, I was just completely obsessed with it for like the entire year. And then I eventually watched like, I think like the OVA afterwards. And yeah, it was just fucking great. Like I started reading the manga afterwards, and it had like it went further into like the story and stuff. So yeah, I recommend it. Yo, what's up, my Cooners? Hey, what's going on, Avis Reviews? We're just streaming Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and we're also drawing Tifa here, little Tifa here, in case you wanna in case you want that. But yeah, we've been streaming here for a bit. I might end stream in maybe about 10 minutes. But yeah, I watched the first 4 episodes. Yeah, dude. Like it's pretty great. It's only like 12 episodes anyway. Yeah, it's got some pretty short seasons. Like in my opinion, I feel like it's really binge watchable because like those episodes, at least for me, just went like flowing by. Like I've been rewatching it recently, and yeah, just the episodes they just absolutely feel like something that's eventful. Really gravitate towards anime like that, where it's just like everything just flows by and has like this really nice pacing to it. I don't know. It might just be like my ADD. It might just be like me being ADHD. But yeah, those are typically like the anime that I really like a lot. So it's like that's probably why it really gravitated towards me. That and like it's very action based, and I just really like Revy as a character. So yeah, it's one of my biggest inspirations. I'd say maybe we can